All right, I think we're on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. It's a bit of a weird one. I'm doing a video, a live stream on my interstate tips, which is a bit weird. Um, so this is not something I will do regularly unless I change my mind. But just I'm not, hoping this video doesn't go for a long time. But just going to be doing, a couple of races from Morphettville, Rosehill, and Doomben, discussing my tips, discussing some strategies that jockeys will have, and yeah, we'll see how we go. I think it says there's only two people watching, so hopefully you guys will watch this on replay. And I'm going to start now. Morphettville, Doomben, or Rosehill. If I don't get something in the chat on which track to do first, then I'm just going to pick one myself. So I'm just going to wait for 30 seconds, starting now. But anyway, yep, I've been good. Friday, it's always a good day. Looking forward to tomorrow. Collingwood and Port Adelaide on it at the moment. Don't know the score, but I want to. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get straight on with the racing now, as I haven't got anything in the chat yet. So we're going to go straight ahead and do Morphettville, I think. And the first race that we're going to have a look at is race 2 on the card. It is a benchmark 78 over the 1,600 metres, and the favourite is The Deck for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. at $3.20. Also in the market is Unlaced for Jess Eden. By the way, that I don't know how to edit during live streams, so you're going to have to get your form guide or a different device and get up the form guide out on your own device so that you can follow along with me. France's Boys in the market with Jaguary and Flying Pierro's down there. So according to the speed map that I made, I don't think they'll go overly hard. Peloton and Unlaced will be going to the front together. I think Flying Pierro will be closer, as it won last start and was pretty close up on speed. It'll do that again. France's Boy will be right up there. Jaguary will be getting right back. And by the way, with Morphettville, there's going to be a breeze heading into their faces down the straight. So I want to be on horses that are on pace and not coming from back last, just like Jaguary. But getting back to the race, I'm happy to go with an on-speed horse. And if you're just tuning in now, we're doing race 2 at Morphettville. So I'm with Flying Piero at $9. I really like its chances. I think they've figured it out. Kaylee Crowther sticks with it. It goes forward. It'll be box seating or something like that. And at $9, I think it represents some value considering they've worked it out and they know how to ride it. So Flying Piero on top. I thought Dr. Didi could run a bit of a race at $10. It just needs to slot in with cover, and if it does that, I reckon it's a big chance. I can't see Unlaced turning the tables on Flying Piero, who is a shorter in the betting than it, and The Deck can easily win. I just don't know about it yet, but that's a look at race 2 at Morphettville, and we're with Flying Piero. Now we head to race 3, which is a benchmark 78 over the 2,500 metres. The favourite is Mahi's Angel at $4.20 ahead of Lord Boozeron at $4.60. I've narrowed it down to them two. Stan the Caddy and Mr. Jubes are both at $5.50. But I've narrowed it down to Lord Boozeron and Mahi's Angel, and I had them very similar. According to this female, I think Lord Boozeron should lead and Mahi's Angel should be right up there. Stan the Caddy will be up there as well, and Mr. Jubes will be getting back. That's those top 5 in the market. And I've ended up with Lord Boozeron. Now, it was a bit of an ordinary run last start, but I think it can easily snap like that and just go back to its best form. It's a bit of a weird one, Lord Boozeron. It absolutely loves the wet track. It'll go forward from gate 4 and it'll do something. Mahi's Angel actually bolted in last start in the same race as Lord Boozeron, which you'd assume Mahi's Angel would be better suited, but I just can't trust it. It's gone from being rubbish to winning, and I just don't know where its ceiling is. Maybe that was its ceiling, but I don't know. I went with Lord Boozeron anyway. I think it's the one to beat, and $4.60, hopefully we can get a return. We're going to look at race 4 now at Morphettville, and this is a benchmark 86 over the 1,200 metres. A very good race, this one. $2.40 favourite is Pindaric ahead of Dexalation at $4.20 and Extreme Thrill at $7.50 with Sir Galahad at $7. So according to the speed map, I think Sir Galahad, Pindarric, and Dexalation will all be up the front. Flying Award will be getting back, and Usain Bolt will be right on speed. Dexalation's drawn outside of Pindarric, and Sir Galahad's drawn inside of Pindarric. So they're basically all in a line. I think if Jess Eaton on Pindarric decides to keep Dexalation out, Dexalation's going to go forward and tackle Sir Galahad. I'm actually tipping Sir Galahad on top, and there's a reason why I think it can win. So I think if it gets its own way in front, if it's a length in front during the run, I think it's got the race in the bag. It just loves leading on its own and bowling out on its own. So I'm happy with Sir Galahad. Pindarric is a bit of an interesting one. It's won 5 out of 5 in its career. Don't know where its ceiling is. Faces a big rise up in class here, so I'm happy to take it on at the price of $2.40. Dexalation's the class runner, and it was accepted for the Bletchingley Stakes tomorrow at Caulfield, which is a Group 3 race. So it's got the class, it gets the claim, it can easily win. But I just think Sir Galahad at $7, it's good value if it gets the race run to suit. So that's why I'm with Sir Galahad in race 4 at Morphettville. And the last race we're going to look at Morphettville is race 8. On the card as I get this up now. Benchmark 68 over the 1,200 metres. The favourite is Star of Uma for the Tony McAvoy yard at $3.60 ahead of Halcyon Dame at $4.80. And I think that's the race. So we're just going to focus on them 2 horses. I think Star of Uma on the speed map should go forward and potentially lead or be outside the leader. I reckon Halcyon Dame can settle a bit closer than what it's been doing in the past. Getting to Star of Uma, its run at Flemington last start was, well, I don't know. I think it had a post-race issue, but before then it was racing well. I don't think I can trust it off the back of that, though. I definitely know that its ceiling is very high, but I just can't trust Star of Uma off that last run. Halcyon Dame on a wet track, I think, is 8 starts for 3 wins, a second and 2/3. So it's a wet tracker. Kayla Crowther's in form. It'll be in the 2 wide lines. So I think Halcyon Dame is the way to go, and I think it should be favourite and should nearly start favourite tomorrow. So I'm with Halcyon Dame in race 9 at Morphettville, race 8 at Morphettville, I should say, and that's all we're going to have a look at Morphettville. So now we're going to move straight on to Rosehill, and I think that's what most people want to hear, the Rosehill tips, because I'm going absolutely great at Rosehill so far. And the first race at Rosehill we're going to look at is race number 2. It's a highway race, which is what they have every week, and it's just for the country horses. The favourite is Dream Runner and Zoo Station, both at $4. It took me a long time to work out my on-top selection in this race, and it was Zoo Station that I ended up tipping on top. I hope you're keeping along with your form guides, because I don't know how to edit, as I've said, on live stream so far. And these Bold and Wild... Dream Runner, Tags, and Zoo Station all competed in the same race last start at Randwick in a highway, and they all ran pretty well. Tags finished 3rd, Dream Runner finished 4th, and Zoo Station finished 6th. Now, we'll start with Dream Runner. It drew a low gate on that occasion, so it draws gate 12 now, so it's going to be a hard map for me, and $4 seems a bit unders. Tags has drawn a wide gate again, so it has no other choice but to work and push forward again. Zoo Station is the interesting one. It is my on-top selection. It ran 6th last start in that same race, but it drew gate 14 and it had to get right back. It draws gate 4 now, which means that it can settle closer. It was a winner 2 back, 3 back, and even 4 back now. I think if it doesn't get stuck on the inside and gets clear luck in running, it's the one to beat, and I'm happy with Zoo Station at $4. I think it's the one to beat. We're moving on. Race 3 at Rosehill is a 3-year-old benchmark 72 over the 1,500 metres. We're getting through this quickly. Yee Yee is the $4.60 favourite ahead of Alvin the Bold at $4.80. I'm just trying to remember who I tipped. There it is. So Yee Yee was a last start winner at Newcastle, a very, very good win. It dominated on a heavy track. Rosehill on the weekend is probably going to be a soft 5, soft 6, so it's not going to be as wet as what it has been in the past. Alvin the Bold, the other favourite, will go to the front from gate 12 and give itself every chance, and I think it can based off its last couple of runs. Go Troppo. I tipped it last start and it won at big odds. But I just think if it's slow away, it's going to get stuck on the inside and have some hard time getting runs. Black Bolt can definitely get cover, but I don't know if it will. Yee might keep it out considering it's drawn inside it, but Black Bolt has been racing very well. The horse I'm with is Oakfield Arrow, number 8 at $9. Last start, it ran in the Grafton Guineas, which is probably, I don't know, benchmark 70 race at best, but it was run about 2 weeks ago, and so far 2 horses have come out of it and won. So it's a very good form race. The race before that, it finished second, and a horse has already come out and won out of that race as well. So it's contested some hot races. Jaws Gate 2 tomorrow. Tommy Berry takes the ride, and I think it's over the odds at $9. So I'm with Oakfield Arrow in race number 3. As we move on now to race number 4, it is the July Sprint over the 1,100 metres. It's basically a listed field looking at it, and the $1.90 favourite, the hot favourite, is All-Time Legend for Karen McAvoy, and Trumbull is at $4.40. So I think those are the only 2 chances, All-Time Legend and Trumbull. Trumbull, it's very good first up. It's very good on the wet, but it gets back. So it's going to have a hard time, running over the top of the field with 61 kilos, especially this quality of field. This is why I'm very keen on All-Time Legend. First up, look, I don't know how it'll go. It's pretty good first up. Gate 5, it'll get a good run up on speed. Karen McAvoy will give it every chance, and I think it's an above-average horse. So I'm with All-Time Legend in race 4 at Rosehill. That's covered pretty quickly. And as we move on to race 7, it's the other listed race. It's the Winter Challenge over 1,500 metres, and the favourite is Kerwin's Lane at $5, ahead of Order Again and True Detective at $5.50. So True Detective, Ziegfeld, and Order Again, and Count of Monte Cristo all came through the last start effort in the, I'm just trying to remember the name. No, I can't remember, but it was a very good race, and I think it was the Winter Stakes, and it was on a heavy track, and they all ran, and they all did pretty well. True Detective finished second, Ziegfeld finished 4th, Order Again finished 3rd, and Count of Monte Cristo finished 6th. I reckon Count of Monte Cristo is going to be better suited back onto a good track, though. I reckon that's going to be pretty good. Order Again, it'll get back in the field, but again, better suited on a better track. Ziegfeld is probably better suited on a wet track, but it'll go forward and give itself every chance. And True Detective, also better suited on a wet track, will go forward and give itself every chance. I'm with Order Again. I think Hugh Bowman is the right person in the saddle for this horse. Gets back onto a better track this start and can do well. So I'm with Order Again in a very good race in Rosehill. The last race we're going to have a look at in Rosehill is race number 9, a benchmark 78 over the 1,200 metres. And the favourite is Tony B and Smart Image. And I'm just looking at the field now, and my horse has been scratched. So that's a bit of a bummer. Tycoonist is the favourite, by the way, at $4.20. So I know my second pick very well because I was deciding between 2 horses. So I'm going to go my second pick, and that is Tycoonist. It was a last start winner. It might have to do some work to get to the front, but it's on a better track. It's on a soft 5, soft 6. It's going to get a good run up on speed, and I think it can race away and be too strong. Smart Image will be getting a long way back. Tony B, it's its first start in Australia, so that's a bit of a query on that horse as well. But other than that, I'm with Tycoonist. That's all we're looking at Rosehill. Now we're going to quickly move on to Doomben and quick fire through that. The first race we're going to have a look at Doomben is race number 2 on the card, and it is a open handicap over the 2,000 metres. The favourite on this occasion is Seen Too Many at $3.90, ahead of Warp Speed at $4.40 and Tavian Prince at $4.50. We'll start with Seen Too Many. It's the favourite, but it's never been to 2,000 metres, so it's a big query on that horse. I don't think it should be the favourite. Warp Speed's going to have a hard time getting in cover. Tavian Prince is the only horse that I've mapped well and is a good horse. It won a benchmark 78 last start, gets the powerful combined partnership of Tony Gollan and Ryan Maloney. It'll get a good run in behind the speed, and I think it can be too strong for this field. Tavian Prince and Warp Speed are my 2 on top selections, but obviously, as I've said, more keen on Tavian Prince. Race number 3 on the card is a 3-year-old handicap over the 1,600 metres. The favourite on this occasion is Tamalade. Yes, that's how you pronounce it, at $3. ahead of Zenifire at $3.80 and Rogue Rocker at $5. We'll start with Tamerlade. It won the Grafton Guineas last start. We've already mentioned that with Oakfield Arrow. But Tamerlade, it's draws gate 1 and it's going to get back. So it's going to be stuck on the inside. I know there's only 8 horses in the field, but you still don't want to be stuck on the inside last. So I'm happy to take it on as the favourite. The horse I like is Senefer. Ran second at the Sunshine Coast last start in a field of 14, so it was a very good run. Draws gate 6. James Ormond should put it in a lovely position, and hopefully it can be too strong for the field. Rogue Rocker gets a good run, and so does Sophia, but I'm with Zenifer in race 3 at Doomben. Race 6 at Doomben is the next one we're going to have a look at. That is the 4X Gold Benchmark 72 handicap over the 1,200 metres. The favourite on this occasion is So Clever. It's won its first 2 career starts. It's at $2.50, and it's the favourite ahead of Luskin Hero at $5.50. We'll start with So Clever. It won a Class 1 last start over the 1,200 metres, yes. So it's the same distance that it was tomorrow. It gets 52 kilos tomorrow, and it gets a run. Being the emergency, it does get a run. It'll lead. It'll give itself every chance. I don't know when it's going to come to the end of its preparation, though, and it's up in class here. So I think $2.50 seems a bit short. And the horse I'm with is Luskin Hero. Won its races 2 back and 3 back. And last start, it ran 3rd, and it was a very good performance. I think Luskin Hero, drawn gate 6. Brad Stewart takes the ride. I reckon it can settle right behind the speed, and it can peel out at the right time, and we'll see what it's got. So in race 6 at Doomben, I am with Luskin Hero, and race 7 is a benchmark 85 over the 1,600 metres. As we take a look at the favourite, it is Indispensable at $1.90 ahead of Regal Stage at $6.50, and they're clear of the rest. And I'm very happy with Indispensable and Regal Stage to be my clear 2 on top selections. I've ended up going with Dispensable just because of the obvious. Regal Stage from gate 12 will push forward to lead. Indispensable will be right there next to it, eyeballing it around the turn and hopefully going past it. Indispensable was a last start winner by 5 lengths at Doomben. Regal Stage won in a field of 15 last start at Rockhampton, so that's pretty good. But I just think Indispensable with the claim really, really ups its chances, and $1.90 is a very good price. So I'm with Indispensable, and the last race we're going to have a look at in this video is race 8 at Doomben. It is a fillies and mares Class 6 handicap over the 1,350 metres. There's three favourites here. East Asia is at $4.20, Really Discreet is at $4.40, and Hard Labour is at $4.60. We'll start with East Asia, the favourite. Draws really wide. It's going to have to get back, but is a last start Sunshine Coast winner over a benchmark 75 1,400 metre distance. Really Discreet is the horse I've put on top. Has been racing well. 5th up, will be really fit. Tony Gollan, Ryan Maloney partnership. It just needs to get a good run. That's the only thing that it needs to do to be able to win. Really Discreet. If it drew a more inside gate, I'd be really confident, but still, I think it's a good chance. East Asia will be getting back. Hard Labour is the other one that I think is really good. It may keep Ryan Maloney out on Really Discreet, and Hard Labour has been racing well as well. But that's all the races we're going to look at, and can you do a summary of what you think are the best bets for the day? Okay. Okay, you got me. I will do that. So Morphettville, I said race 2 Flying Pierrot. I think that's a pretty good chance. I have just gone through RaceNet, and I'm just going through RaceNet race by race, and I've missed what I've picked. I think at Morphettville, my best would probably have to be Halcyon Dame in race number 8. I think it's a real wet tracker and can get the job done. I'm going to quickly flick through my Rosehill tips just to see who I've got, as RaceNet doesn't load, so I'm just going to have to try and remember from my head. I think All Time Legends a pretty good chance, but that's a bit short. I like Oakfield Arrow. I think it's been racing in very good races, and it's a value pick, but I think it's a very strong chance. And at Doomben, I like Luskin Hero. I think it's a really good value pick at $5.50, and it's a really good price. But there's only been 2 people watching so far, which isn't a lot, but hopefully lots of people watch this on replay tomorrow morning, where all the pros play tomorrow morning. But thank you for everyone who did watch the live stream. I hope to do another one soon, and I'll catch you later.